My lover went to war and now at last he's home with me. But something of his soul he left on each rail across the sea.
In a moment, the ITN News headlines will be followed by 60 Minutes.
Entertainment for Tuesday night on Thames. At 6:30, they're hogging it in Prove It.
Oh, lovely.
No tongues, no tongues.
At 7, Strike It Lucky with a personal question.
You do everything the wrong way round.
At 7:30, a new series on the Big Hill. A dramatic attempt on the world's highest mountain. At 8, some thieving on the beat with the bill.
Oh, isn't it? Of course. Thieving from those coaches.
At 8:30, the return of Shelley at True Sport.
Graham, the demon bowler strikes again. Silly bowled Graham for a duck.
At 9, an accident-prone Boone.
Sorry, mate.
Splashdown for Boone at 9. Highlights for Tuesday night on Thames.
There's a place on Oxford Street that opens up a totally new shopping experience. There's a place that has to be seen to be believed. A place where the shops stay open after work. The Plaza is the place on Oxford Street between Oxford Circus and Tottenham Court Road.
These manufacturers sell 1 million machines every year. Each manufacturer has staked his reputation on being able to give you the cleanest possible wash. They have one vital component in common. This one, Ariel Automatic, a vital component installed in 1 million new machines every year.
The Love Album, a special collection of 16 outstanding love songs. The Love Album.
Morning.
Because the true test of great hair condition is how well your hair behaves, Vidal Sassoon has created a new shampoo, new salon formula. For lighter, bouncier hair, so your hair behaves. Even when you don't. New Vidal Sassoon salon formula.
The brains behind the Tefal safety fryer have come up with an even safer fryer, the Tefal SuperCool. It still has the sealed locking lid and the wind-down basket. But thanks to brilliant Tefal technology, the fryer is actually cool to the touch. We cannot, however, guarantee the same for the contents. The Tefal SuperCool, a cooler way to fry.
So Martin, why won't you turn around and look at the camera?
Joking, have you seen these spots?
I can't take my eyes off them. Look, have a bash with this stuff and see if you look any prettier in 5 days.
5 days? Take more than that, mate.
Ultra Clearasil acne treatment. Ultra Clearasil can turn round spots and acne in just 5 days.
So what do you reckon then, Martin?
Well, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better.
Are you feeling pretty?
Prettier.
Ask at your pharmacy for Ultra Clearasil, the acne treatment that's so fast, we've now called it Ultra Clearasil.
It ain't the hot throb of the Welsh trade. Hey, you want to dance?
Put life in your equipment. Long life. Eveready Gold Seal. The heart of the machine.
Hello there, we've had lots of messages on our nighttime phone line. I can't possibly say hello to everyone, unfortunately, because there's not time. But Terry would like to send all his love to his wife Pamela, and hello to John, Dave and George at Wapping. Now over to ITN.
The Soviet Union has launched its first space shuttle. The unmanned craft called Buran, or Snowstorm, took off from Soviet Central Asia an hour ago. The launch had earlier looked in doubt because of ice forming on the booster rocket. An attempted launch 2 weeks ago was called off when an access arm failed to pull away from the craft. Scientists at the Baikonur Cosmodrome say this morning's takeoff went without a hitch. It's due to land in 2 hours' time after just 2 orbits. American officials have confirmed that the Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev will visit the United States next month, only hours after it was announced he'd visit Britain. He's expected to meet President-elect George Bush and President Reagan, although there's not expected to be an official summit. Mr. Gorbachev will also address the United Nations. Mrs. Thatcher invited the Soviet leader to Britain when she was in Moscow last year. It will be his first full visit here as Soviet leader, though he did stop over briefly on his way to the Washington summit a year ago. Disarmament is expected to dominate talks. There's speculation that Mr. Gorbachev will travel outside London, possibly to Oxford, Cambridge, York or Edinburgh. Mrs. Thatcher made the announcement at a dinner in London.
I'm very pleased to announce tonight that Mr. Gorbachev has accepted our invitation to pay an official visit to Britain, and that he and Mrs. Gorbachev will come here next month from the 12th to the 14th of December. We shall give them a very warm welcome.
The Palestinians' government in exile, its National Council, has this morning formally proclaimed an independent homeland in Israel's occupied West Bank and Gaza Strip, with Jerusalem as the capital. The council meeting in Algiers also extended an olive branch by recognizing Israel. More than 200 friends of the Prince of Wales have been dancing the night away at Buckingham Palace to celebrate Prince Charles's 40th birthday. Among the first guests to arrive were members of the Cloister skiing party, including Mrs. Patty Palmer-Tompkinson, who was badly injured in the accident. Earlier, Prince Charles got in some practice for tonight's party by dancing with a succession of willing partners in Birmingham. He seemed determined to prove that life really does begin at 40. We'll be back at 5 o'clock.
Coming to your screens, a new programme for consumers.
This Thursday sees the start of a very different kind of consumer programme. For example, we'll be looking at things like this.
Pirate tapes, the sort of things you think are a bargain, and you buy them on the market.
But when you get them home, you discover that Bruce Springsteen sounds more like Bruce Forsyth.
But on the bottom line, we'll be tracking down the counterfeiting gangs and smashing their illegal rackets. Mind your back, Michael. We're going to make some smash hits.
The Bottom Line, a new series starting Thursday at 7 on Thames.
Congratulations to Sharon, who gave birth to a baby boy, Jason, tonight. And a big thank you from Lewis Scott Martin's grandfather, Henry, to all the nurses in the intensive care unit at Kingston Hospital. Now, 60 minutes.
Your congregation, of course, didn't know that you were preaching to them on Sunday and stinging Mississippians for the FBI during the week.
No, sir. They didn't know that. Nobody knew it but my family.
And these are some of the folks they went after. District supervisors who were waxing rich in the nation's poorest state by getting kickbacks. Everyone acknowledges supervisors have been making money that way since carpetbagger days. But Pastor Burgess and Agent King decided to finally do something about it.
If the words you read seem to fall off the page, or swirl around, or come up double, or pulsate, or get transposed, you probably suffer from some form of dyslexia. This woman in California, using colored glasses, may be solving part of the riddle of dyslexia.
We clearly know who we can help and who we can't help.
The most popular course on this college campus is the Vietnam War. Part of what makes this course special is that for the last 3 years, the class has made a pilgrimage to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, to the wall. It was there that Kelly found her father's name. The students go so they can experience it firsthand, so they can learn.
There's a lot of children out there who are just now coming of age. who lost their fathers and who don't understand why, because it's not taught to us in high school.
I'm Mike Wallace.
I'm Morley Safer.
I'm Harry Reasoner.
I'm Ed Bradley.
I'm Diane Sawyer. Those stories and Andy Rooney. Tonight.